I got 6 reasons why Michael Jordan is better than LeBron James. And it rhymes with happy and shit pings. You put the puzzle together, you figure it out. What we talking about? See, y'all don't even know how competitive Mike was. I remember one time Michael Jordan, a little girl, buzzed him in line to get some ice cream. He pointed at her shoe, she bent down to tie. He got in front of her and bought all the ice cream off the van. He did that to a 9-year-old girl. Come on, that's a killer mentality. You think LeBron got that? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. One thing about Mike is after the game over, he gonna get 2 cups of scotch, he gonna smoke 2 cigars, he gonna gamble at least $10,000 that night before he leave the arena. But he gonna come back the next day, give you 50. Who can do something with that? No ice baths, no stretching. Come on, man, the man jump off the bus ready, give you 50. LeBron wouldn't be able to play in the 90s. What he gonna do when he come down that lane and Bill Laimbeer there clothesline his grandma? What he gonna do? I keep hearing people saying Mike couldn't go left. Mike couldn't go left. Come on. I just saw Mike at the restaurant last week. He was eating soup with his left hand. How can he not go left? How can he not go left? Let's talk about it.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Peace and blessings, y'all. Welcome to the Friday Night Exposure with The Exposer. I'm your host, Ajani, The Exposer. It is another Friday night. Thank you for joining me on a Friday night. It is a little bit late for me to do the show, but I had to watch my Heat go ahead and whoop on the Chicago Bulls. As y'all know, the Heat advance, and we have the 8th seed, and we will be playing Boston as of Sunday night. But it is the Friday Night Exposure. We're not going to talk about the Heat. We're going to talk about the Heat during the Heat Hour. If you guys haven't noticed, I started a new show here on the GOAT James Kingdom platform. So y'all make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, because we continually to come out with new content for y'all. I'll be talking about the Heat on the Heat Hour tomorrow, but today it is the Friday Night Exposure with The Exposer, and we're going to talk about all the myths and lies that we hear from Michael Jordan fans, in particular the popularity of the NBA of today. Because they love to talk about how the glorious times of the 1900s and how everybody was clamoring around their television to watch the basketball of the 90s and the 80s, and how the NBA's losing viewership and all of this nonsense. You heard the man speak. That was Devarion Jarvel. He's a funny comedian. He got some good skits. You guys check it out. All right, so we're going to have a great discussion, because that is what tonight's show is going to be about. It's going to be about the viewership of the NBA. But y'all go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Don't be afraid to become a member of that channel, because we are the GOAT James Kingdom platform. We keep doing it like we keep telling you. We keep dropping information left and right. Y'all know we're also on Facebook, TikTok, Discord, Instagram, and Twitter. So y'all go ahead and shout out to everybody that follow us there. I see y'all here in the comments. Thank you for joining me. It is a late night show, but we're going to have some fun, because I got some good stuff for y'all. We are going to have a great show. We're going to talk about some things here, because you know what? All I keep hearing is how the NBA doesn't have viewership. Nobody wants to watch today's NBA. All this nonsense, right? So why did this article come out from ESPN? All right? Just the other day, I was reading this article talking about how the NBA has a record attendance. Their attendance is up per game 1.5%, which is a very large percent. But let's read it. This is from the Associated Press out of New York. Attendance was up 1.4% in the NBA this season, with the league setting a slew of records for ticket sales and sellouts. The total attendance in the regular season that ended Sunday was 22.5 million. That's what the league said. The second consecutive season in which the NBA set that record. So back-to-back years, they're setting records with attendance. Other records set this season include 873 sellouts, 71% of games selling out, the average attendance of 18,324 people per game. This is what the NBA is doing. This is great. This is what you guys don't want to talk about. These are what the liars and Michael Jordan fans don't go do. They don't do their research. The previous mark in those categories was 22.2 million people attended the games last year in 2023. Only had 791 sellouts. 63% of the games were actually sellout games, and the attendance was about an average of 18,077 people. That's what they were doing in 2023. So the NBA is doing good. In all, the league said arenas were filled to 98% capacity, another record. Part of the reason for the attendance boost was the success of the in-season tournament, which was held this season for the first time in November and December. And let me remove that banner so we can read this well. And it said the average attendance for those November games around the league was 18,208, another record. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Friday Night Exposure with the Exposer. I'm here to show y'all real things about basketball and why these guys just be lying all the time. And expect people to sit here and believe these lies because they have an adoration for somebody and call us fanboys and call us all kind of crazy names because we like to watch the game of basketball. I put the poll up in the chat. Y'all hit that poll and let me know how many games do y'all actually watch. Because that's the attendance, right? Because, they always got something to say. But here at GOAT James Kingdom, we always got more. We always got more. This is GOAT James Kingdom. So they're going to say, oh, it's all about viewership. Who's really sitting here watching the games? Nobody's watching the games. Nobody's watching the games. And that's what they say. Nobody's paying attention to the NBA. Again, the lies. The lies. Oh, I know they be hating on me. It's all right. Peace out to you. Peace out to you, Philip. Thank you. What up, King Money Fly? I'm going to put the link up for y'all shortly. We're going to have a good show. I feel good because my heat is there. My heat is there. We there. Boston. Denver. Shots fired. Shots fired. Y'all put flames in the comments and let me know how y'all feel about this because it's about to be on. The playoffs is going to be serious. And guess what? People are watching. Yes, they are watching. You guys are the ones that are not watching. You Jordan fans are the one that's not watching. Because here it says the play-in viewership is up double digits for the second straight night. This was on Sport Business Journal article talking about how the play-in is receiving all kind of praise for viewership. Oh, of course, like you guys know what I do best here. You see what I'm saying? You guys know what I do best here. I bring the information like none other. Because that's what we do. We are the GOAT James Kingdom platform. So when we talking about the NBA not having viewers, well, why is everybody watching the play-in games? That y'all say, oh, the play-in games don't matter. They already showed you that attendance is up because of the in-season tournament. Now I'm going to show you how people are actually watching the play-in, which y'all all like to mock. And including using LeBron James's word about how he doesn't like the play-in tournament. But obviously the NBA fans love it because I keep telling y'all we're NBA fans. We like basketball. Another week of basketball could never be bad to a basketball fan. So we have here Wednesday's play-in. NBA play-in games averaged 3.25 million viewers across ESPN and ESPN2. That was up 25% from last year, which was only 2.59 million views, including a 37% increase in Tuesday's games. The play-in tournament has averaged 3.62 million across TNT, True TV, ESPN, ESPN2, up 32% from the same point last year. Heat Sixers top Wednesday slate with a combined 3.4 million across ESPN, up 42% from the Bulls and Raptors on the same two networks last year. The Sixers win delivered the sixth largest audience in the young history of the play-in, 23 total telecasts. This is what the NBA is doing with half of the top six coming in this year. They have people are watching the play-in games. We all know the Christmas games are one of the most important games during the regular season, but the play-in games, the actual in-season tournament game, the championship game was one of the highest rated games this year, and I'm going to prove it. It was the most watched play-in games and did not involve the Warriors or the Lakers. Very odd. You hear them talking about the Lakers. Even the Hawks and the Bulls nightcap game got up 3 million views on ESPN, which was up from against the Thunder and the Pelicans from last year. Even ESPN Deportes, which is what the NBA is great for because they're global. So they got the Latino market. They went up there as well. You see that. You guys can read. I don't have to read this for you. But you know what I do here. This is just for the play-in. That was just the play-in. That's all that was. And how good has the NBA been doing? And again, I will drop the knowledge for y'all. Shout out to y'all who follow me tonight and showing up because we got a lot of fun tonight. We got a lot of fun. We're going to have some fun tonight. We got a lot of fun to have tonight because I got more information for y'all. Like I do it like none other. You have now been exposed by the exposer. I'm going to keep doing it. So we know Christmas Day games are the best regular season games. That's the NBA staple. They like to make the money. Now this year's Christmas games were bad because they went up against Sunday football in December, which we all know was big time football. But even with that, the actual numbers, the overall numbers for the NBA was still up, although their most highest peak watch time was one of the lowest in NBA history because they went up against Football Sunday. But it said a record low Christmas Day took a toll on the numbers, but the NBA regular season still eked out in an increase in viewership. The 2023-24 regular season averaged 1.09 million viewers across ABC, ESPN, TNT, NBA TV, up 1% from last year. The highest amongst all networks in the last 4 years. So people are watching the game more and more than they were watching it before. This is why y'all are liars. And this is why y'all sound crazy when y'all come up here because we expose y'all all the time for being liars. If y'all want to know what I'm talking about, this is how Michael Jordan fans basically be sounding, right? When they want to tell you some lies about Michael Jordan. All right? This is how they sound.
I got 6 reasons why Michael Jordan is better than LeBron James. And it rhymes with happy and shit pings. You put the puzzle together, you figure it out. What we talking about? See, y'all don't even know how competitive Mike was. I remember one time Michael Jordan, a little girl, buzzed him in line to get some ice cream. He pointed at her shoe, she bent down to tie. He got in front of her and bought all the ice cream off the van. He did that to a 9-year-old girl. Come on, that's a killer mentality. You think LeBron got that? Talk about it. Let's talk about it. One thing about Mike is after the game over, he gonna get 2 cups of scotch, he gonna smoke 2 cigars, he gonna gamble at least 10,000 that night before he leave the arena. But he gonna come back the next day, give you 50. Who can do something with that? No ice baths, no stretching. Come on, man, the man jump off the bus ready, give you 50. LeBron wouldn't be able to play in the 90s. What he gonna do when he come down that lane and Bill Laimbeer there clotheslining his grandma? What he gonna do? I keep hearing people saying Mike couldn't go left. Mike couldn't go left. Come on. I just saw Mike at the restaurant last week. He was eating soup with his left hand. How can he not go left? How can he not go left? Let's talk about it.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. That's how they sound. That's how they be lying. They be like, oh man, people were watching the game. Jordan had everybody galvanized, and oh man, you heard it. Jordan stopped crying when he was playing. The type of lies that they be saying. You know what I'm saying? The just outrageous lies. But the NBA got viewers. The NBA has real fans, not those guys who don't watch the games. They're not watching the NBA games. They watch highlights. They don't watch the games. They don't take the time out to watch the games. Because if we look at the most viewed games this year, right? Obviously, you know, we have the NBA All-Star game. That was the most watched game during the regular season. Then we have the Christmas Day game versus the Lakers versus the Celtics. Then we have the in-season tournament finals, the Pacers. That's the third most watched game this year. It's the second most if we take it outside of the All-Star game and anything that had to do with All-Star night. Then you had a Christmas Day game. Then you had the play-in game where it was the Warriors and the Kings. Then you have another play-in game where it's the Lakers and the Pelicans. Then you have another play-in game which is the Heat and the Sixers, which was the other night, and the Hawks and the Bulls the other night. Four of the top 10 most viewed NBA games this year were the play-in tournament games. So where's this nonsense that people are not watching the games? People are watching the games. The NBA has fans that actually watch the games. And this is television views, guys. We're not talking outside of television. These are networks. These are people who are watching the games on TNT and on ABC and on ESPN and those networks. That's what we're talking about here. And if you look to the right, that this was showing you what it was like till about for the season, and it'll tell you about the teams as well, all the top views and what they were rated. So you see the Christmas Day games. You see the in-season tournament game was the second most watched. It got the highest rated. It was the most highest rated game this year. We got a 2.5 rating. So people cared to watch the game of basketball, and adding the in-season tournament, which created more competition, was actually good for the league, not only as far as revenue-wise, but as far as fan base-wise, as far as entertainment-wise and product-wise, and also the play-in. Because as we look here, the play-in tournament also steps into the scenario. Because what you see to the right is this is all the way the graph to the right is showing us everything till about February. And the one to the left is showing you everything, like you said, all the way till the other night, which was Wednesday night on the 17th. So this is what you guys are liars. You guys don't break down the game. Shout out to you, Zero. Peace, brother. Thank you so much. Yes, thank you for being a part of the GOAT James Kingdom membership, brother. Again, we giving out T-shirts to those who are part of the membership. You got to have the right tier, and you get a custom tee. And you've been a part of us for a while, Zero. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. But they are just liars. They're just liars. They don't know. And this is what they'll tell you. Oh, this is not the numbers that the NBA was getting in the 90s. Why are you bringing up these numbers? These are not numbers like the 90s. This is not when Michael Jordan was playing. But again, when I keep telling y'all about the 1900s, there was only one television to go to and watch. There was only one thing to do and watch. If you wanted to watch the NBA, there was only one place to go watch it. It was just like I tell people about music. If there was only one place to go get rap music during the 90s, and that was Rap City. They didn't play rap music on the radio in the 90s. They didn't play hip hop on the radios in the 90s. They didn't play hip hop throughout they didn't have hip hop on MTV. They weren't playing hip hop on TRL in the early 90s. That came on later on. And they started playing that pop stuff. And even at that, it was barely being played. You had to really be a superstar rapper to get on MTV TRL. So back then it was limited. So of course you're going to get more television views because everybody was sitting around watching only televisions. It's a different game now. It's a completely different game now. Because if we go to what the NBA has, again, from the same place, Sports Business Journal, says NBA national viewership up slightly heading into the final months. But let's dig deeper into why the NBA is really making their money because, again, I tell you, it's digital. It is digital. Okay? Breaking things by the cable networks. Breaking things down by the cable networks. All right? ESPN is up 3%. Look, but this is an important thing. They said TNT is down just 2% to date from last year, but that was because TNT in the front half of last season went heavy on LeBron James chasing the NBA scoring record. So because they started showing less coverage of LeBron James from last year to this year, their viewership went down. So it shows you right there how they be lying about how LeBron don't bring no viewership, that people don't want to watch the game because LeBron's flopping. And the game is horrible and trash, no defense, traveling, all of this nonsense. But for some reason, LeBron James is the most viewed person on social media as far as an NBA player. And obviously, by these numbers, people were more concerned watching a LeBron James game because all these Laker games are one of the top view games all across the board. So people want to see LeBron James play. Inside the end, this is where you guys, Michael Jordan fans, come in at. Inside the NBA on TNT is up 4% after games. That's where you guys go to go watch basketball after the games. To go listen to Charles Barkley and Kenny Smith tell y'all lies. While NBA on TNT pregame show was up 26%. So people were definitely catching to stuff before the game. They were watching the pregame stuff. Across all ESPN platforms, NBA Countdown is up 14%. But this is the key part that I wanted to bring up, is that looking digitally, the NBA League Pass subscriptions are up 12%. The League Pass viewership is up 13% globally. Watch time on the League Pass also is up 28%. The NBA has generated 19.6 billion views across its social media platforms, and the NBA app up 22% from last year. Oh my God, I'm dropping so much knowledge, I'm losing my breath. Y'all can't even understand how great the NBA is going. Tell me when there was 19.6 billion views of the NBA in the bum trashy 1900s. You see what I'm saying? So this is why I keep telling y'all, we drop knowledge in GOAT James Kingdom. We don't just talk the talk, we actually talk the game. So, and we watch it. We actually watch it. We pay attention to it. We like the game. We actually appreciate the game. We appreciate greatness. We're seeing greatness as we speak. There's a lot of greatness going on. My Miami Heat is one of them. And that doesn't stop there, because the NBA is more global than it's ever been. If we look at Australia, delivers record-breaking viewership for the 2023-2024 season. As the NBA continues to expand its global footprint, the Asia-Pacific region provided a huge area of growth for the league. Coming off a successful FIBA Basketball World Cup in the offseason, hosted by Indonesia, Japan, and the Philippines, NBA viewership in Asia-Pacific increased by 54% year over year, reaching its highest mark ever in that region. So I don't know what y'all be talking about. All y'all do is lie. All y'all do is lie. Left and right. Right and left. And I'm going to put the link up, and hopefully I don't have to deal with you liars today. Because I don't have time for y'all to keep lying about the NBA and how great the game is. We keep telling y'all the game is perfect. It's the best it's ever been. The NBA is in great position. You guys are the ones who don't watch the game. The NBA don't care about you. You don't watch the games. You don't buy tickets. So why do they care what you think? If it's trash, if they don't play no defense, why do they care what you think? They're getting viewership. They're getting attendance. Their game is growing. They're about to expand and add 2 more teams, which is going to help the league because they have so many stars. There's so many players on so many teams that could be stars on other teams. And this is why GOAT James Kingdom exists, because we appreciate the game of basketball. So y'all know what to do, man. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Don't be afraid to become a member of that channel. Y'all know how it is. I see y'all in the comments, man. Shout out to you, Twain Gant, man. I see you was here from the beginning. What up, Travis? Thank you for joining me, Travis. Yeah, what's good, brother? Thank you. Let's go, my Heat, baby. Let's go. That's right. So the link is up for y'all if y'all want to join me. If y'all want to have this discussion, because y'all was sitting here telling me that the NBA was having trouble and that they have less viewership and everything in that, this, that, and the third. But what do I come look and behold? The NBA's attendance is up, viewership is up, everything is up for the NBA. Everything is working fine for the NBA. Their viewership is up. And in particular for such games like the in-season tournament championship game with LeBron James and the Indiana Pacers, right? And for such things as the play-in tournament, where you had the games like the Warriors and the Kings reaching 4 million views on TNT. And that's a late game. See what I'm saying? All right, we about to have some fun. Your name is a little weird, but we'll see what we'll do here. We'll see what you about here. Let me get you up here on the panel, so we can have some fun. Again, y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Don't be afraid to become a member of the channel, because we are the GOAT James Kingdom platform. This is the Friday Night Exposure with the Exposer. I come live every Friday night, 9 p.m., but I came a little bit late tonight, so I appreciate y'all taking y'all time to join me on a Friday night. As we can see, there's a lot of basketball going on. My Heat won. So let me add the gentleman up here and see what he's about. What's good, man? What you got for me today, young man?
Oh yeah, I'm the guy who was talking about coming in and seeing you talk about Jordan.
Oh, so why didn't you put your name up? Was this Wu Agent?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
why
it's
didn't
me.
you put your why didn't you put your name up? Why didn't you put your
I just
profile
told
name?
you what my name is.
What kind of cowardism is this that you said you're gonna come expose me with?
How
That
am
you
I a
can't even,
coward when I'm right here talking to you?
you didn't put your real name that you addressed me as originally,
I'm Wu Agent.
and you not
I'm Wu
and
Agent. I just told you.
okay. So why would you put such a name? None of your beeswax. What did you thought you was gonna bring some knowledge? You didn't even show your face. So let's
Why do you
start
see?
here.
Why do you need to see my
Let's start
face?
because you were
Why
the
we
one
talking
who
about
addressed.
Jordan?
Because you were the one who addressed me.
Okay,
And if you
right now I'm here talking to you.
if you're going to address, I'm talking to an avatar. I'm not talking to a human being.
Yeah, you're
I'm
talking
gonna,
to a human
I'm
being. I'm
gonna,
responding
I'm
to you,
gonna,
ain't I?
well, no. I'm responding to somebody who's not even willing to put their name up, their own page name up that they address me
I
as.
just told you I'm Wu Agent. I'm
I,
telling you right
I,
now. What is
I,
this? What does this
I
mean?
had no. I
Why
had to
does this
call you
matter?
out on it. I had to call you out on it.
Call me out on what?
Not being man enough to show who you are.
Are you kidding? Dude, this is what we're gonna do, man. Because this is some female stuff. You want to talk?
First of all, this is what happens with you Jordan fans. You guys don't understand how to be respectful when you come up here.
Sit your punk ass down. That old bullshit.
Well, first of all, you have the presumption that people care what you say. They don't.
Sit your ass down. Sit your ass down.
Man, I got mind control over Debo. He be like, shut the fuck up. I be quiet, but when he leave, I be talking again.
Now, when you man enough to go change your name and come back and have a conversation with me, we'll have a conversation with Agent. Because I don't got time for trolls. I got time for people who want to talk basketball. I don't got time for that. So come back with your name, come back with your camera on, and we can have a conversation. If not, you can sit in the dugout with Jordan and you can mind your business.
What the fuck you doing here? If you can't take it, sit your ass down.
That's how this works here in GOAT James Kingdom. That's how this works in GOAT James Kingdom. No, I'm not being disrespectful. I'm showing my face. This is my program. If you want to show up here, this is somebody who said that this is somebody who was talking trash prior to me. I don't know this person. I don't know this man. You don't have no right to come up here and disturb my program with my fan base without you being man enough to... Look what his name was. None of your beeswax. He was talking about being a man. That's as childish as it gets. That's why you go in the dugout with Michael Jordan. Because you don't know how to talk basketball.
Let's discuss. I ain't discussing shit with no goddamn kid. Motherfucker, let me tell you something. Who give a fuck? Sit your ass down.
That's what's going to happen to you motherfuckers, man. Now, you are more than welcome to come back up. When I see Wu Agent, then I'll come up and I'll bring you up. You don't even have to show your face because you don't need to be exposed by your face. But if you come up showing that you Wu Agent so people can go find your page and let you know about Ajani the Exposer. You have now been exposed by the Exposer. Ain't nobody got time for y'all. And look, this is what they do. This is how they are such like, he didn't deny being the guy he said he was. Yes, he did, because he didn't put his name up. He had to tell me I am the guy that was telling you I was coming up. And I was lucky enough to pick that it was him. Didn't even know it was him. I just recently thought of that guy. Because see, he said he was going to show up on a Friday night. It's Friday night, he's here. But did he put his name up? Is he man enough to step up to the... Look at me. You see me, I'm here. You the cowards. Ain't nobody got time for you, Tony. Shut up. You have now been exposed by the Exposer. He said, there, look, again, show your name. You didn't even, look, there he goes right there. Show your name. You know what happens here on a Friday night. You know you was ready to be exposed. That's why you came up here with a bullshit name and with a bullshit attitude, and you got done just like you're supposed to in the fucking dugout with Jordan, where you can sit there and do all the little fucking lies that y'all like to fucking do. That shit don't work here in GOAT James Kingdom. This is the Friday night exposure with the Exposer. If I want to hear Michael Jordan fans lie...
I got 6 reasons why Michael Jordan is better than LeBron James. And it rhymes with happy and shit pings. You put the puzzle together, you figure it out. What we talking about? See, y'all don't even know how competitive Mike was. I remember one time Michael Jordan, a little girl, buzzed him in line to get some ice cream. He pointed at her shoe. She bent down to tie. He got in front of her and bought all the ice cream off the van. He did that to a 9-year-old girl. Come on. That's a killer mentality. You think LeBron got that? Talk about it. Let's talk about it. One thing about Mike is after the game over, he gonna get 2 cups of scotch. He gonna smoke 2 cigars. He gonna gamble at least $10,000 that night before he leave the arena. But he gonna come back the next day, give you 50. Who can do something with that? No ice baths. No stretching. Come on, man. The man jump off the bus ready, give you 50. LeBron wouldn't be able to play in the 90s. What he gonna do when he come down that lane and Bill Laimbeer there clotheslining his grandma? What he gonna do? I keep hearing people saying Mike couldn't go left. Mike couldn't go left. Come on. I just saw Mike at the restaurant last week. He was eating soup with his left hand. How can he not go left? How can he not go left? Let's talk about it.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Let's fucking talk about it. Cause like I told y'all, man, I don't have time for games. I just proved to y'all how y'all are liars. All y'all do is lie, make up myths. That's all y'all do is lie, make up myths. See? Now, that's how we do things. That's how we be gentlemen-like. Ladies and gentlemen, Wu Agent is here to have a good Friday night exposure with the Exposer. Thank you for coming up and being man enough to put your name up.
Of course, man. Ready to do this?
Nice to meet you. So what is your
Nice to meet you too. Let's go.
What's your beef?
It's not really a beef. It's just you're wrong about LeBron James being the greatest of all time, especially better than Jordan. Now, I don't necessarily think Jordan is absolutely the best. There's 3 players who I would entertain the argument of being better than Jordan: Bill Russell, Kobe Bryant, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. LeBron James is nowhere near that. He's not top 10. He might not even be top 20. But we're about to discuss that. Okay, I know. Here, give me the gaslighting. Go ahead with your gaslighting. Go ahead. Do your thing, man. It's your program.
You just literally just sat here and came up here on Go James Kingdom's platform and said LeBron James is not a top 10 player. He may not even be top 20. And what you decided to put in front of Michael Jordan was Kobe Bryant. Hilarious. Now, let's go ahead.
No. That's not what I said. I didn't say that. That's not what I said. I said I'll entertain the argument. I'll entertain the argument. Of him being better than Jordan.
Meaning you will accept somebody telling you Kobe Bryant is better than Mike.
I would disagree with him. I wouldn't say he's crazy. I would disagree. But I'd say that's something that's plausible. LeBron is not.
Let's start here. Your top 5, go to 5. Start.
Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Bill Russell, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Keep gaslighting. Come on, that's what you can do. That's the only thing you can do is gaslight.
Continue.
Number 5. Now I'm figuring out what I can do with number 5.
So you don't even have a 5?
I don't have a 5th one yet. My 4 is in stone.
Okay, so you don't have a 5, but you know LeBron's not a 10. So how do you know LeBron's not top 10 if you can't even get to your 5?
Because he's not. I can name 9 players or at least 10 players that are better than he is.
Okay, so let's start
there. I have my 5. Just because I don't have a 5, it just means I don't have my 5 set in stone.
Fine. You name 4. Name the other 5 that are better than LeBron James.
Will Chamberlain, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Tim Duncan. Let's see. Trying to come out with him.
You know, you guys love to. You guys, no. I gave you a chance, bro. I can't let you have dead air on my show, son. You gotta relax now, Woo. Relax. I got you. So you didn't even get to 8. I mean, we got to 8, 9. Again, how are you measuring all of this? That you're gonna state all these players are better than LeBron James. What are you doing to say this? What measurements are you using?
We're looking at career. We're looking at career and accomplishments versus another person's career and accomplishments. That's what we're looking at.
Okay, so you're doing one-on-ones?
What do you mean one-on-ones? I'm doing career versus career. What are you talking about?
Okay, that's okay. So that's what I'm saying. That's one-on-one. So you're only doing one career versus another career. What is the career you're measuring everybody to?
I'm measuring one person's career to another person's career. What are you talking about right now?
Again, woo, that is one-on-one.
Okay, one-on-one career versus career. Sure, if that's what you want to word it.
Oh, Lord have mercy, bro. That's not how it. That's exactly what the fuck you just said.
Yeah, career versus career. Yes.
That's one-on-one. Okay, so you're doing a Mortal Kombat type of thing where it's like a tower. This player goes against this player. He beats him. He moves up the ladder. That's how that works.
No, it's if he's going to be the GOAT, then he has to have the best career out of any other player. LeBron James doesn't have that.
How does Jordan have the best career out of every player in NBA history?
Because if you look at his career and accomplishments and accolades, he has better career than anybody else.
I've done all of that, and when we've done all of that, he actually doesn't.
Okay, and who's better than Michael Jordan?
We already
Who do you have better?
LeBron, GOAT, James.
No, and,
Yes.
and that's incorrect.
No, that's correct.
Okay, prove it.
Have we proven it thousands
No,
of times?
you haven't proven anything. You just said.
Yes, we have. We have proven that again.
You haven't done that.
Wait, when it comes
Nope,
to
you haven't done that.
Okay, well, when it's my turn to speak, you gonna let me speak, or you go to the dugout.
Whatever. Go ahead, dude.
Michael Jordan's career does not equal up to LeBron James's career.
False.
LeBron James has the better stats,
No, he
accolades,
doesn't.
and achievements over Michael Jordan.
Okay, that's false, but whatever.
That's facts. Statistically wise, total wise, he blows Jordan out the water. Not even close.
You sure doesn't?
He should.
That's ridiculous.
Total wise. Are you hearing the words that are coming out of my mouth? I said
Who
totals.
cares about totals? How many scoring titles has he won since he has the most
Who
points?
cares about scoring titles?
Okay, he doesn't.
Nobody.
Okay, so he doesn't dominate the league because he doesn't lead the league in scoring.
He does dominate the league. He dominates the NBA by having 40,000 points, more than anybody
No,
in NBA
he
history.
does not.
Yes, he
No,
does.
he does not.
Is
How can he dominate the league when he doesn't lead the league in anything?
He leads the league in total points scored. 40,000 points is the most points scored by any NBA player in NBA history. Correct, Mr.
And how many scoring titles did he win?
It doesn't
How many
matter.
times has he led the league in scoring?
Listen, leading the league in a regular season compared to leading the league in its history does not compare.
No, it doesn't. That's why you don't do
It doesn't
accumulation
compare.
stats. That's all you're doing.
What's the point of 10 scoring titles if you have 8,000 less points scored in your career?
Because it means that you scored more points in a regular season and have actually led the league.
Exactly. I dominated
He
the
hasn't-
league, the entire league.
No, he-
I
no, he
dominated.
doesn't.
Again, listen, I have the most points scored in league
Because
history.
you played longer, not because you're a better scorer.
No, it has nothing to do with playing longer. It has something to do with being a better
No,
basketball player.
it doesn't.
Yes, it
He's never
does.
led the league. He's only averaged 30 points per game 9 times in 21 years.
He doesn't have to lead the league in scoring to be
Okay,
dominant
then your
in
criteria
scoring.
is trash.
No, your criteria is trash because, again, 10 scoring titles doesn't make Michael Jordan the GOAT.
It makes him a better scorer than LeBron James.
No, it doesn't because he did not.
It does.
Because he did not play in the same era in the same seasons versus the same competition
Yes,
to get those
because he
same
played in a
accolades.
weaker era. He played in an era where it's easier to score.
Jordan played in the weaker era. Nobody in Jordan's era could average 30 points per game. That's a weaker era.
Everybody can average 30 points per game because there's no defense, man.
And Michael Jordan's 10 seasons that he won a scoring title, two players again.
Because they played defense. There was actually people in the lane.
What the fuck you doing here? If you can't take it, sit your ass down.
Again, if you're not going to allow me to speak, I will put you in the dugout, Mr. Wu Agent. You cannot handle the conversation. I will put you in the dugout. This is the Friday Night Exposure. You don't have a show.
Well, first of all, you have the presumption that people care what you say. They don't.
Sit your ass down.
It's my turn to speak. When Michael Jordan's 10 scoring titles happened, only 2 other players in the entire NBA averaged over 30 points per game in those seasons. Once by Dominique Wilkins and once by Karl Malone. Nobody did it after 1990. Jordan won 8 scoring titles without anybody else in the league averaging 30 points per game in the NBA. That is what you call a weak era. Don't tell me defense. It's not defense. That's weak offense. Because during the strong 2000s where they really had defense, they had 30 point per game scores throughout the 2000s. And more than the 90s, where Jordan won 7 scoring titles. Scoring titles does not make you the best scorer. It makes you the best scorer in your era, but that doesn't make you the best scorer ever. If it's all time, you have to have the most points. And that's GOAT James, not Jeffrey. That's why you go in the dugout and take a break. Because you're coming up here telling lies. No one cares about scoring titles but Jordan fans.
Sit your punk ass down. That old bullshit.
No, you can come back up. You want to call me an idiot, you want to be dumb. This is where you go, in the dugout, when you don't know how to have a conversation. I invited you up, and I'm very respectful to all of you guys. Again, invite me to your program, and I will show you how I behave. I've done it before. They stopped sending me invites because they know what happens when the exposers show up. I provide information, and I provide an exposure. You have now been exposed by the exposer. No, you're the troll. No one knows your face. No one knows who you are. No one follows your channel. You have no content. Why should I even give you an opportunity? I just gave you a chance to speak, and all you did was try to overtalk me. Shout out to Twin Man. Let me put the link up for you, Twin Man, if you want to show up. Again, yeah, it is a late Friday night exposure with the exposer because, again, I had to watch my Heat do their thing. So now that we did our thing, it's the Friday night exposure with the exposer. So I'll bring the link back up. I'll bring anybody back up because, again, I'm not a liar. King injured, Neek injured, Bird injured, 3 guys capable of scoring 30. In the 80s. In the 80s. I agree with you, Rex. In the 80s. That they were great scorers in the 80s, but not in. Again, Jordan's first scoring title was 87. 88, 89. Those 3 years, I think only Dominique Wilkins averaged 30 points per game. And then in 1990, Karl Malone did as well. After that, no one else did. So you're right, Bird. I think Bird was hurt in 90 or 89 as well. All right. But again, Bernard King was hurt in the late 80s. Dominique Wilkins got hurt in the 90s. So yeah, those are factors. But again, it's a part of the game. Tracy McGrady got hurt. A lot of guys got hurt. But you have the ability to show that these players are great. What up, Twin Man?
What up, boss? What I missed, man? What's going on? Who you exposing?
Nah, nothing. Okay, first off, what you missed was first off, let me show you what you really missed. Right? I want you to show you this right here. Then pay attention, right? Have some fun right
I got 6 reasons why Michael Jordan is better than LeBron James, and it rhymes with happy and shit pings. You put the puzzle together, you figure it out. What we talking about? See, y'all don't even know how competitive Mike was. I remember one time Michael Jordan, a little girl, buzzed him in line to get some ice cream. He pointed at her shoe, she bent down to tie. He got in front of her and bought all the ice cream off the van. He did that to a 9-year-old girl. Come on, that's a killer mentality. You think LeBron got that? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. One thing about Mike is after the game over, he gonna get 2 cups of scotch. He gonna smoke 2 cigars. He gonna gamble at least $10,000 that night before he leave the arena. But he gonna come back the next day, give you 50. Who can do something with that? No ice baths. No stretching. Come on, man. The man jump off the bus ready, give you 50. LeBron wouldn't be able to play in the 90s. What he gonna do when he come down that lane and Bill Laimbeer that clothesline his grandma? What he gonna do? I keep hearing people saying Mike couldn't go left. Mike couldn't go left. Come on. I just saw Mike at the restaurant last week. He was eating soup with his left hand. How can he not go left? How can he not go left? Let's talk about it.
Yeah. Twin Man. That's what we dealing with. Now, mind you, after that, right? After that, Mr. Wu agent here, right? Who's all in the comments now. I'm the moron on this. And you're right, Twin Gant. They don't never let me speak. They never let me speak. He goes here, look, he writes, he goes, dude, arguing accumulation points for a guy who played nearly 10 more seasons. See how they lie? He didn't play 10 more seasons. But you can't tell me what to argue. It's not my fault you can't out-argue me. It's not my fault you can't prove me wrong when I tell you 40,000 points is a great accomplishment and it's greater than 10 scoring titles. You can't tell me. He's upset because he couldn't take it.
This dude is wrong. Even though this dude is wrong, if LeBron James did play 10 more seasons than him, so what? What would be the point?
Yeah,
what's his fan?
He got Kobe's second.
Point?
He got Kobe's second. He said LeBron wasn't top 10, barely top 20. He couldn't even give me a top 5. He barely got the top 10.
He said what again? Repeat that stupidity.
He said LeBron's not a top 10 player and possibly not top 20.
Yeah, that's just pure hatred. That's pure hatred. Like if you with a straight face say LeBron James isn't a top 10 player, possibly even not even top 20, with just the resume alone LeBron James has without championships, there's something wrong with you. I can't take you serious.
Take people. Wait. Pay attention to I'm sorry, Trey, but these are the comments. We say these guys are safe in the comments. Here comes Tony defending his little friend. Bradley Beal had 2 seasons averaging 30 points per game. If you really think Bill would have done that in the 90s, I don't know what you're trying to tell me or whatever. I don't know what to tell you. This is how they disgrace today's players. Like Bradley Beal's averaging 35 in the 90s.
Probably more.
I'm trying to figure out who's
standing in front of Bradley Beal. Who are you putting in front of Bradley Beal?
The disrespect. That's what y'all are liars. Y'all sound like Buddy in the video saying all these things that are not true. And then this is what the Tonight Show is really about, Twin Man, is the fact that the NBA has views. The attendance is up. The attendance is up in the NBA. They have a record in sellout games. They have a record in total attendance. They have a record in the amount of sellout games as far as percentage-wise and the average of attendance per game. They have a 98% capacity for this season. They're setting records attendance-wise, but they'll tell you no one cares about the game. No one cares about accumulation. When I just showed them here that last year TNT's ratings were up because they were playing more LeBron James games chasing Kareem's record than they did this year. So their ratings went down because of that. Showing you that they watch the games are being watched by NBA fans, not by guys who call me a troll, but afraid to show their face or show who they are and want to talk to me and explain they're going to come expose me. And then have a little posse or crew posses here and lie to help him lie. On top of that, because they can't talk basketball. And that's why you have now been exposed by the exposer. You can't take it. So go ahead, Twin Man, finish up so I can let Ishmael come up, and then I have somebody else in the background as well. Go ahead.
It's literal delusion at this point, bro. I don't understand the delusional hate people have for LeBron James. I just don't get it. Like, I've watched this man's entire career. I'm 41 years old, so I've watched a lot of basketball over my life. I have this thing called the internet. So yes, in the early 90s, I was young and didn't really realize what I was watching. But when I got into my teen years and things like that, I was able to, go back and watch a lot of these games. It's night and day, the talent level from the 80s to 90s, the 90s to 2000s, the 2000s to the 2010s, and the 2010s to now. The competition level has gone up dramatically. So putting any of these players back in the 80s or 90s isn't even fair. I'm going to be real. It isn't even fair. I'm just trying to imagine like a Jamal Crawford or a Jamal Crawford, a Vince, not Vince Carter, but Jamal Crawford. Let's see, somebody else that can go back there. Kyrie Irving, Luka Doncic, Giannis, LeBron. I don't even want to say LeBron because that's really not fair. Any of the superstars today in the 90s, it's just not fair. So I don't understand what these dudes is talking about. It's the overwhelming nostalgia these people have for that era of basketball, why people can't let it go. And like, I'm sorry, we done with the 90s, bruh. Let it go. The game has evolved, and in my opinion, the game is better today because you actually have to be able to shoot. Every player has to be a skill player in today's NBA.
All right, so y'all heard the man. Ishmael, thank you for joining me. I don't know if you got the earlier take about what I was showing you with the viewership, and obviously these guys are lying.
Yeah.
What you got for me right quick? Because I got something for Woo here. I'm gonna let y'all get in. I got DJ Killer. Thanks for joining me again. It is the Friday Night Exposure with the Exposer. It's a late show. We're having fun. My Heat won, and I got somebody exposed because Woo Agent, he doesn't want to come back up, but he wants to be safe in the comments. Like I told him when he tried to address me, you're safer in the comments than coming up here and having a one-on-one with me. But I'm gonna leave the panel in a second for you, Woo, before the show ends, so you can have our one-on-one. But go ahead, Ishmael. Go ahead.
Yeah, I saw some things. I came in and out, but I wanted to say like what Wu said is it's like even though Jordan had the 10 scoring titles, it's not in comparison to the all-time leader in points. It's really simple. Like when you talk about the person who when you talking about someone who breaks a record for a particular stat, that's like one of the most prestigious records that is broken, and that just alone tells you the impact they had alone in their career. Playing 20 years, I mean, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar played 20 years, and so when someone breaks a record, they played 20 years. And I'm just understanding, like, okay, let's say you got Jordan the GOAT, and you say, like, okay, LeBron doesn't have that resume where you think, he could be the GOAT for that, right? I just want to understand, like, he didn't even name 10 players that was better than LeBron. What makes the other players better? Because clearly LeBron has the better resume than.
It's just hate. They just hate LeBron James.
Like
he just started naming players that he knew were great. He doesn't have the criteria don't fit. Because Kobe's not better than Kobe don't have a better career than Kareem Abdul-Jabbar or Tim Duncan.
Right. Yeah.
So how do you have Kobe second overall? Jordan doesn't have a better career than Kareem Abdul-Jabbar neither.
Yeah.
So
you can't.
Yeah, you can't exactly.
Yeah.
So you can't. So that's just all. Again, that's why they are who they are. They're stuck in this nostalgia world. Not accepting LeBron as the GOAT helps them validate their life. Because if they start accepting that everything that they worked hard for the last 20 years, that closet that's full of them Jordans is worthless. Then like, you can't have that. You have to say to yourself, this is why he's the GOAT. He makes my life better. I put on his shoes. I get to talk about him, and everybody thinks I'm cool. So let's let DJ come up and get his chance to speak. What up, DJ? Thank you for joining me. I appreciate you. What you got for me, DJ?
What's good, bro? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, brother. Thank you for joining me, man. It's a great night, man. My Heat won. Yeah.
Hell yeah, congrats to the Heat. Man, bro, I done went back and watched every show, bro, because I just found y'all channel like probably 2-3 weeks ago. Man, these Mike fans is delusional, like Twin Man always says, bro. Like, why do they be lying? Like, for one, let's talk about when they eliminated the Pistons in '91, right? When they implemented the flagrant foul rule, they eliminated the Pistons from the NBA in '91. Let's talk about that, right? So then we talking about these scoring titles, right? So he had two people to compete with him for scoring titles. That's Dominique Wilkins and Karl Malone. While you got LeBron having to compete with Melo, James Harden, Kevin Durant, Kobe Bryant, Allen Iverson, all these, and the list goes on. Like, what are we talking about here, right? So he broke the record for the all-time leading scorer. That's a prestigious record, bro. Like, Kareem never thought that record would be broken, bro. So
me too.
I mean, I don't know what is up with these Mike fans these days, man. Like, I mean, when you look at LeBron's resume, bro, I don't see a better resume in NBA history. I don't. It's not close, bro. When you got a guy that's 40K, 11K, and 11K, and he's the all-time leader in playoff points. He's been to the finals 10 times, et cetera, et cetera. Like, it's not close, bro. Like, it's not. Like, what are we talking about here, bro? Like, so, I mean, and then they always say, oh, he won a Defensive Player of the Year. Guarding who? Please tell me somebody Mike shut down. That's that great. Like, who did he guard, bro?
Clyde Drexler.
Like, all right,
bro, it's laughable,
DJ,
bro.
DJ, you're making some great points. And guess what, y'all? Wu is actually back in the background. I'm gonna let him back up just for him and I to speak though. So he's gonna try to address all of y'all comments and all of y'all questions. He can't address me because obviously whatever I say, he's gonna go crazy.
I would
and
love
be
to
all
stay up
upset
here. I
about.
wish you wasn't gonna take us down, bro.
No. I got no.
You
know, it's the Friday night exposure, and it's time for me to do my thing. Y'all know how this works. Listen, gentlemen, I want to thank you guys for joining me on a Friday night. You can stay. I'll bring y'all up in a little bit. I got some time here. Let's see what Mr. Wu has to say. So I'm gonna let him up, but I'm gonna let y'all go. All right. So thanks, DJ.
right.
Thanks, Ishmael.
Okay.
Thanks, Twin Man. Y'all know what y'all do. Y'all can follow those gentlemen. They got their own channels. Y'all can see they use their real channels because they real basketball fans, man. I really appreciate y'all, man. Thank you again, y'all. Y'all are some cool dudes. So let's go ahead and bring up Mr. Wu here, so Wu and I can have a conversation. How you doing there, Mr. Wu? So okay, are you gonna let me finish my? Or you heard my take, so I'm done there. Address the panel and what they said. Why you guys lie so much? Why you guys use all these false narratives?
What false narratives are we using?
All the things about Michael Jordan having the most accolades, having the best resume,
He does.
having the most dominant. He doesn't.
Okay, you're just gonna keep saying he does it with no proof? Is that what we're gonna do?
I can easily show it to you and prove it to you. Listen, when we did our GOAT James Kingdom top 10 50 greatest players of all time, we scored everybody and measured them by the greatest accomplishments of all time. This is where your boy ranked at against the greatest accomplishments of all time. With him having his 10 scoring titles, having his Defensive Player of the Year, having all of his accomplishments added to his career. Everything that Michael Jordan did in his career was included, from his stats to his accolades to even his advanced stats. And he didn't have a better resume than Kareem, LeBron, and Will. So you asked me to prove it, I prove it.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
You proved it with some system that you made up that no one has ever critiqued. It's your own little system.
Again, I have another system. When I did my own criteria, which was a little bit subjective when it came to accolades and achievements, Michael Jordan still didn't reach the top three when it came to that, because again, Michael Jordan does not have the greatest resume when it comes to having statistical dominance, accolades wise. He doesn't have it. He just doesn't have it. The achievements that are out there and the records that are out there, there's so many other records that Michael Jordan just cannot fathomably be there. And that's your problem. That's what you guys fail to realize.
That's not my problem.
No, that is your problem, because as an example here, listen, as an example here, LeBron James has a Hall of Fame career over Jordan. And this is not even counting what happened this year. This is the end of last year. So if we count the 9 all NBAs, which is a Hall of Fame career, you can't find me 9 all NBA player that's not a Hall of Famer. 6 All-Stars, an assist title, won his conference 4 times, averages a triple-double in the finals that he played in, averages a triple-double in the regular season. So the amount of games that LeBron has over Jordan with the points, rebounds, and assists equals up to a triple-double. Even if we do it in the playoffs, it's the same thing. The amount of games that LeBron James...
Are you even talking? Where are you getting this stuff from? This is absurd.
Again,
no, this is absurd. Oh, boy.
Y'all are hearing this. You see, this is what
happens.
No,
go ahead and finish your point. Finish off.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, listen. Again, the amount of games and the stats that LeBron has over Jordan. So that means Jordan has 32,292 points. The amount of points that LeBron James has after that, plus the games that he has over Jordan's 1072, equals a triple-double. It's an 18 points per game, 11 rebounds, and 14 assists per game. That's what LeBron James' stats are doing outside of what Jordan's numbers are and his stats. So that's a Hall of Fame career. If we stop Jordan, if we stop LeBron's career, everything Jordan did for 15 seasons for his whole entire career, if we stopped everything that he did and add everything LeBron did after that, on top of that, this is what you have. And this is not counting what he did this season. So LeBron James has a Hall of Fame record. This is a Hall of Fame career right here, my friend, that LeBron James has over Michael Jordan. Those playoff points, that the accumulation, is Allen Iverson's playoff points. Look, he disappeared. He disappeared, y'all. He couldn't take the information. He disappeared. He couldn't handle it. Ishmael, Twin Man, you're back up on the panel. He disappeared.
What?
Yeah, he couldn't handle it. He said, let me finish. He heard his background noise. Again, The amount of games that LeBron James and his stats, the points, rebounds, and assists that he has, and right now, this was before the season, so it's 6,300 points. He has another 1,700, 1,800 points this year, so he's 8,000 more points than Michael Jordan. If we take the amount of games LeBron James has played outside of the 1072, and the amount of points he has over Jordan, rebounds, and assists he has over Jordan, it equals a triple-double average. They love averages. And it's the same thing in the playoffs. Well, it's close enough in the playoffs. It's about 9 points. And he's about to change it because in the playoffs, he's about to add more numbers. So this is what he had.
He asked you, where are you getting this? He asked you, where are you getting this from? The numbers, guy. The stats. What do you mean? Where is he getting it from? Like, this is what I don't understand. Basketball, any professional sport.
He said he closed out by accident.
That's fine. Don't find the link is gonna come back up because we're gonna get up out of here because I do have to get to bed. I do work, and I have to work in the morning. But listen, these guys. This is somebody who told me that he was gonna easily expose me. And now he can't even handle the information being provided. He has to. He's like Twin Man said. Where are you getting this from? These are the numbers. This is the resume. You just never heard nobody explain it to you this way because you've always been listening to lies.
My thing is like I know people say that okay Jordan and Kareem, but LeBron he's top 3, top 5, like by consensus, no matter what. Like he's back. He's in that range, and so I'm just trying to understand when you say LeBron is not top 10, what other players other than possibly Michael Jordan, Kareem, maybe Bill Russell, if you want to go by winning, are better than better than LeBron, like Bird, Kobe, Duncan, Shaq. How could they possibly be better?
He couldn't answer it. All right, this is what I want y'all to do. I'm gonna let y'all go. Each of y'all give me one question for him to answer. What is your question, Ishmael? Is that the question?
Yes, my question is when you say LeBron is not top 10 and you go by resume, one-on-one resume, how can you say they're better than LeBron James? Like proof.
Okay, he has to prove why LeBron James' resume is not top 10. Okay, Twin Man, what's your question?
My question is why does he understand basketball is a measurable thing? Meaning the stats.
It's tangible. There's tangible ways to
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
I got you. Hey DJ, you got a question for him? What's the question for him, DJ?
Yeah, I would say what makes LeBron not top 10? Like, I need to know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I need to know, bro.
All right. So I'm gonna bring him up. I'm gonna let y'all go again. I appreciate y'all, gentlemen. Thank you so much. You guys are great. You guys are great.
All right.
You guys are great. All right, I'm about to bring him back. He's here. All right. So let's start with this. Welcome back, Boo. I know you had some background noise. You trying to get yourself into a better place. I appreciate you for taking your time.
Yeah, whatever, man.
All right, so
whatever you say, man.
Let's start with this. So you were confused about the information I provided. Do you understand Twin Man's question by stating there are ways to measure all the things that we're talking about?
Yeah, I know you're doing it wrong.
Okay, all right. So you're saying I'm doing it wrong. Okay, so now the second question is before we let you tell me why I'm doing it wrong is how is LeBron James' resume not a top 10 resume all time?
How did he get that resume? Did he get that resume by making super teams? Did he get that resume by playing in the easiest offensive era ever? Did he have a situation where he completely melted down in a playoff?
That's false.
That's not false. You want me to prove it? Do I get to prove it?
Yeah,
do I get to prove it, or are you just gonna say I'm false?
No. You get to prove it. Go ahead. We're listening. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm listening. Go ahead. I'm paying attention. Go ahead.
Okay, so he's playing in the easiest offensive era in the league. He's playing in the era where everything is spread out because everybody's shooting threes. So it's easier for him to grab rebounds. So that's where he gets his rebounds from. You have a situation where the league has legislated defense out of the league. You have a league where everyone gets to travel. They're not calling travel. The guy travels on pretty much every possession. But as far as his accolades, he hasn't won a defensive award in 10 years. So how is he dominant on defense? Now, I'm going to keep saying it because it's correct. The guy has led the league in scoring one time in 21 years. He's led the league in assists one time in 21 years, and he's only been in double-digit assists one time. I don't see where he's dominant. All these other players actually dominated the league in some statistic. He has never done that. Only thing you're giving me is a accumulation stat of the fact that he just played 21 years.
Woo. How many seasonal awards does Larry Bird have for stats?
He's won the championship 3 times. He has 3 MVPs.
Woo. Answer my question. How many seasonal award stats, seasonal leadership stats, does Larry Bird have for his NBA career?
Okay, so what you're trying to do is you're going to say, well, there's just one stat that I'm going to clean up on. If he doesn't have that, then he's automatically better because of this thing.
Wait, again, Woo, you sat here and said that you sat here and said that LeBron James never dominated the league statistical stat, although he has an assist title and a scoring title.
1 in 21 years.
Oh, I got you. He has 1 of each, so that means he has 2 for his 20-year career. Again, he has 1 of each. He has an assist title and a scoring title. So I ask you again, how many scoring titles, assist titles, steals titles, rebound titles, and block titles does Larry Bird have for his NBA career?
He won 3 championships. What did I say at the beginning? I'm comparing whole career to career. Now you're just going to one aspect.
I'm gonna ask you this question one more time, Woo. Larry Bird, how many scoring titles, rebounding titles, assist titles, steals titles, or block titles does Larry Bird have for his NBA career?
So you're talking about specific.
Sit your ass down.
Man, I got mind control over Debo. He be like, shut the fuck up. I be quiet, but when he leave, I be talking again.
Sit your $5 ass down before I make change. You fucked up big time. You're incapable of running this shit. What the fuck you doing here? If you can't take it, sit your ass down.
Now, I was very respectful, Woo. I asked you the question 3 separate times. You did not want to answer the question because you knew yourself what you had stated about not being able to lead the league in some statistical category. You used that as a knock against LeBron James. I asked you a simple question. How many assist titles, rebounding titles, block titles, steals titles, or scoring titles does Larry Bird have for his career? You started listing a bunch of other things that made Larry Bird great. You are perfect reason why the dugout exists. I can't have a conversation with you guys. You must sit with Jordan because he is the only person that will sit there and listen to your lies. I can't take it. It doesn't make sense. I'm trying to give you an opportunity, Woo, to speak with me. I asked you to answer the question so we can have a conversation. If you can't answer my questions, how are we going to have a conversation? But you know why you didn't want to answer that conversation.
Sit your punk ass down. That old bullshit.
Because Larry Bird has none. 0. Now I'm going to ask you this, and I'm going to bring you back up. I'm going to take you out the dugout, and I'm going to ask you this. How many scoring titles, block titles, steals titles, rebounding titles, or assist titles does Tim Duncan have? So again, I'm going to take you out of the dugout, and we're going to have a conversation. Answer the question, Woo. How many seasonal award titles does Tim Duncan have?
Am I back on?
You got out of the dugout. You was having fun with Jordan? I know it feels nice sitting next to Jordan.
Yeah, keep gaslighting me, buddy.
It's not gaslighting you. You put it to you put yourself under this fire and this flame, not me.
I'm not burning, buddy.
Everything I said, I proved.
Okay.
Everything I said, I proved.
Okay.
Again, no.
Hey.
You don't get to talk until you answer the question. Does Tim Duncan? Yes. Again, it's yes or no. It's a yes or no answer. You don't have to say nothing. Do he have any of these seasonal statistical leadership awards?
Does he have anything? The specific thing you're talking about, he does not.
Okay, so now that you
Okay.
stated that, Larry Bird doesn't have it, this guy doesn't have it. All right,
Okay.
Kobe Bryant has only 2 scoring titles. So because he has 2 scoring titles, that makes him a better scorer than LeBron James or a better basketball player. Is that what you're telling me?
It makes those things don't, but there's other things he's done that makes him better. It's not just those specific things.
What has Kobe Bryant done that makes him better than LeBron James?
He won 5 championships without Shaquille O'Neal, or 2 without Shaquille O'Neal. He won 5 altogether.
So because he has 1 more championship than LeBron James, that makes him better.
He did it without super teams.
No, he actually had more help than LeBron.
No, he did not.
Yes, he did. Has LeBron ever played with a league MVP?
A league MVP, he's played with a top 10 player.
Answer my question, Wu. Has LeBron James ever played with a player that won the league MVP in that season, that he played with him as a teammate?
He's won the league MVP before, but not with him.
Has LeBron James played with a teammate like Kobe Bryant did that won the league MVP as Kobe Bryant's teammate?
Okay, so you're talking about Shaq. He has not played with someone who's won an MVP.
Okay, he hasn't. Has LeBron James played with any NBA player that has 3 all-defensive selections while his teammates is his teammate?
Yeah, sure he has.
No, he hasn't. No, he hasn't. How wait? Has LeBron James ever played with a 6th man of the year?
A 6th man of the year?
Mm-hmm.
That I'm not sure of, but he's played with some top 10 players.
Has LeBron James played with a player that was an all-NBA player and an all-defensive player in the same season?
That I'm not sure of. But are you trying to say...
You're not sure of a lot of things. That's why Kobe Bryant had more help. Everything that I just listed to you, Kobe Bryant had, and he had it more than LeBron James had. So he had more help than LeBron James.
So you're saying Paul Gasol had these things?
Did I say Paul Gasol? I didn't say Paul Gasol. Now, Paul Gasol also has more All-NBAs than LeBron James' teammates did. He has 3, and the most LeBron James has is 3 as well with Dwayne Wade.
So you're saying he won so Paul Gasol won a championship?
Paul Gasol won 2 championships as an All-NBA player.
With Kobe Bryant.
He's still an All-NBA player.
But he did it with Kobe Bryant. What did he do before Kobe Bryant?
Kobe Bryant has nothing to do with you making the All-NBA team. Kobe Bryant didn't make nobody else an All-NBA player. That's because Paul Gasol was an All-NBA player.
Okay, what did he do before and after Kobe Bryant?
What do you mean? He made an All-NBA team after Kobe Bryant as well.
But he didn't win any championships.
Yeah, because you win championships as a great team, not as a great player.
Right, but he didn't lead a team to a championship. So what are we talking about?
He was a significant factor in 2 championships, back-to-back championships, and a significant factor to the Lakers winning two championships in a row. Significant. He averaged a double-double. He was dominant.
No, he absolutely was not dominant.
He was dominant.
No, he was not.
He makes the All-NBA team.
He
averages
made those because he was with Kobe Bryant.
Kobe Bryant did not do that. Why didn't Kobe Bryant do that with Dwight Howard, who was a league defensive player of the year for 3 years in a row, league rebounder? He got with Kobe Bryant. He couldn't do nothing.
When did this happen?
2013, sir. What happened? You didn't hear Kobe Bryant ran him out of the team? Ran him off the team?
I mean, he was washed at that time. I mean, it's just like
how was he
Michael
washed?
Jordan.
He ended up winning a championship with LeBron James 7 years later.
LeBron James? No, he didn't win a championship with LeBron James.
Wow, Woo. You are very ill-informed to show up on GOAT James Kingdom. You really don't know who I am. You really don't know who you're dealing with. You are very ill-informed. Are you telling me Dwight Howard did not win an NBA championship with LeBron James?
That's like saying Jeremy Lin won a championship.
Did Dwight Howard play on the Lakers in 2020? And was he? Yes, he was on the team. He helped them beat Denver in the Western Conference Finals. He was a significant factor for them. What are you talking about?
No, that was Anthony Davis.
Oh my gosh! Did I say Dwight Howard was Anthony Davis?
Or did I say?
No, you brought up him being washed in 2013. So if he was washed in 2013, what was he in 2020?
Chatting with me, though. I've enjoyed it.
He was riding the coattails of Anthony Davis.
He won a championship. No, how do you ride the coattails of Anthony Davis?
That's like Jeremy Lin winning a championship.
Who won Finals MVP?
Who won Finals MVP?
Yes, in 2020.
They gave it to LeBron because he edged out Anthony Davis slightly.
Who was second in MVP voting in 2020?
Second in MVP. He didn't win. I mean, he was second.
It wasn't Anthony. Was it Anthony Davis? Was it Anthony Davis?
Okay, but was Anthony Davis was a big reason they won, though. It doesn't matter about the MVP.
And again, nobody's denying Anthony Davis.
Then what are you talking about then, man?
I'm talking about you saying Kobe Bryant makes Paul Gasol such a player when he couldn't do it with Dwight Howard. And I can tell you that LeBron James won a championship with a washed-up Dwight Howard, and he made Anthony Davis. Because prior to that, Anthony Davis...
Dwight Howard was not a factor in those championships, man.
Again, Dwight Howard helped the Lakers win a championship.
He was on the team that won it. That's like John Sally. Well, John Sally helped the Pistons. No, he was on the bench.
John Sally did help the Pistons win championships. If you didn't know that, you don't watch basketball.
No, actually, no, he didn't. He wasn't even one of the best players on the team.
You don't have to be the best player to help your team win.
Okay,
that's why it's a team. It's a team sport. The best player does not the reason why a team wins. Yes, these are the lies that you continually spew as a Jordan fan.
So Randy Brown.
So why Kobe only won 5 championships? Why Kobe won 5 championships? Why Kobe won 5 championships?
Help Michael Jordan win the championship. Randy Brown. Coming off the bench, Randy Brown. Bill Wennington helped Michael Jordan win the championship. That's what you're saying right now.
Dwight Howard is not Randy Brown or Bill Wellington. The fact that you're trying to put Dwight Howard in that category no, he's not.
As much.
No, he's not. He had a significant role as the starting center against the Denver Nuggets in the 2020 Western Conference Finals.
That was
Randy Brown or Wellington are never coming in as starters, as significant starters to help you win a series. That's what Dwight Howard did.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
When did he do that? When did he do that? Okay, don't kick me off.
2020. 2020.
I understand that. I understand he was on the team. You're saying he was the major factor.
I said he's a significant factor. He has a help. He helps. He's a part of it. They needed him. They needed him. Randy Brown did not help the Chicago Bulls win. You know who helped the Chicago Bulls win championships? Tony Kukoc. That's a significant help. Luke Longley, Rodman, Ron Harper. Why would you go to a guy that barely takes off his sweatpants to state that he helped the team win a championship when that's not what Dwight Howard was doing? He might have did that in the finals because they didn't need him in the finals that much, but they needed him in other. But they needed him to get to the finals. Without him, they don't get to the finals. Without him guarding Joker, which Anthony Davis doesn't do, they don't get past Denver. They barely beat Denver since.
They haven't beaten Denver. They got swept.
They don't have a big man. They don't have a Dwight Howard. He was significant in Houston. He was significant
in 2022.
He was
significant in 2022.
I'm not talking about 2022. I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
I got him. Got him. What happened in 2022?
What are you talking about?
What happened in 2022 when you had all those players on the team? What happened?
They were all injured.
Oh, there's the excuse. Everyone was injured. You know who else was injured?
What's that? That's an excuse. That's not an excuse.
Scottie Pippen was injured in '98. They won 60 games in a championship. He was injured.
Okay.
He was out half the season.
And the Chicago Bulls had a better winning percentage when Scottie Pippen was on the floor for those 50 games or those 40 games he played than when he didn't play. They had a better record with him than without him. That's the facts.
Okay, but he was out half the season. They still won 60 games.
And the
season.
And that's because when he came back, they went on a run to help them win those 60 games. It was because he came back when they were struggling.
Okay,
you heard Michael Jordan say they were struggling in the Last Dance because they didn't have Scottie Pippen. They didn't have him.
Okay, but they still won 60 games
with Scottie Pippen, who helped them win 38 of those games.
Okay, so who's going to win the other half?
38 is more than half of 60, my friend.
Okay, but they won the other half without him, though.
No, they didn't. They won 38 games with him. So they only won 22 games without him. In fact, they were 22-12 or 24-12, something like that without him. And they were 38-8 with him. They were a better team with Scottie Pippen than without Scottie Pippen, and that's why they needed him. That's why Jordan begged for him to come back because he was going to take the year off. And Jordan said, "Don't be selfish."
But they still won 60. They worked through that to win 60 games. He didn't win the whole 60 games.
Anthony Davis didn't play all those games. What's it called? Didn't play all those games. Carmelo Anthony, a lot of those guys were hurt. They didn't play that
And
many games.
they
LeBron
didn't
played.
make the
LeBron
playoffs.
played again. LeBron James played like 40 games. Anthony Davis played
And they
40
didn't.
games.
And they didn't make the playoffs at all.
Because they were not playing at all. There's a difference. If you're not playing, you can't say nothing. Just like the 86 Bulls, where Jordan's not playing and they only win 30 games because he's not playing.
What do you mean? They played more than 30 games.
They only won 30 games. That's what I'm saying. They only won 30 games because they didn't have Michael Jordan for 70 something games or for 60 something games. That's what happens when you don't have your best players.
I'm talking about the 22 Lakers. Lakers.
Listen. The 2022 Lakers between Anthony Davis, LeBron James, and Russell Westbrook, their three best players, only played 21 games. Only played 21 games together. That's 1/4 of the season. They didn't play together. They didn't play. That's why they didn't make the playoffs. They didn't play together. What happened the next year? They made the playoffs. What happened this year? They made the playoffs.
They made the playoffs as what, the 7th, 8th seed?
Yeah, it's a tough league. The league is tough. It's hard right now. A lot of these teams are good. Tell me when was the last time you seen two eighth seeds at 47 wins, 46 wins?
What point is that? What point is that supposed to be? This guy hasn't even won 50 games.
Both all the teams that we're talking about, that's the eighth seed, the Miami Heat are the eighth seed, 46 games. Out of the Pelicans or the Kings is going to be 46, 49 games. When was the last time you saw the two 8 seeds in the conference won that many games?
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the NBA being great, and you not understanding basketball because I only could talk basketball. You obviously don't talk it.
You're sitting here making excuses for why these guys can't even win.
I'm not making excuses. You can't answer none of my questions, and you're just spewing out a bunch of nonsense. I asked you a simple question. When was the last time in the NBA you saw the both 8 seeds from the West and the East have 46 plus wins?
Couldn't really tell you. I haven't watched basketball in a while because it stinks.
And that's why you have now been exposed by the exposer. So we're gonna get up out of here, ladies and gentlemen. I had fun with this guy. This was fun. I'm gonna make a bunch of shit off of this guy. This guy
was painful, man.
He couldn't answer a question.
Wow.
He couldn't do a damn thing. Woo agent, I respect you for showing up and showing your name. Y'all know who he is. Go find him. Go follow his page. Hopefully he has content. He made me get off of him because that's what tonight's show was about. The fact that these motherfuckers don't watch the games and have the nerve to tell us how horrible the game is. And it's trash. And they this and this, that, and the third.
But he don't watch the games.
And doesn't watch the games. But doesn't watch the games.
You asked the simple. Ask me the last question you just asked him. Ask me, please.
Twin Man, when was the last time in the NBA both 8 seeds had 46 plus wins?
I would like to say never. It didn't work like that. I would like to say never. It don't work like that. The eighth seed
usually wins about 40 games, like 40 games, 48, 30 games,
Maybe.
40 games, 42.
They might
Man,
get you.
we had sometimes where in the Western Conference during the 2000s where I think like the Nuggets were like a 50-win AFC team, I believe, at one point, right?
Something like that.
But the West wasn't. I mean, but the East wasn't like that. The East had a 38-win team. I'm talking about both conferences, not just one.
No,
both conferences have 46 plus win teams, and mind you, we had teams that won that's not making the playoffs as well. So it shows you how tough the league is. And he's talking about being the 7th seed. LeBron's 39 years old. Why should he have to do anything to be a better seed? Jordan at 39 years old wasn't making the playoffs.
Bro,
with the team he picked by hand, by the way.
This shit was painful to listen to. Like,
where's
Travis?
I know. Travis was in the background. I'm so sorry, Travis, but this guy said he was going to expose me, and I really wanted to give him his opportunity to speak. As you can see, we were just trying to have a conversation. He started to notice that he can't talk the GOAT conversation because I had too much information. So now what he has to do is just discredit this era, and meanwhile, while praising Anthony Davis. How are you praising Anthony Davis if this era is weak and they travel? And he said Dwight Howard didn't win a championship with LeBron.
Then he said Dwight Howard wasn't a significant factor in why the Lakers got to the finals, and basically compared
Unbelievable, man.
Dwight Howard, who's
To-
definitely going to the Hall of Fame, to Bill
to
fucking
Randy
Whittington.
Brown. And Randy Brown. And Randy Brown. Like I would have got if he would have said like cool coach. But he knew again. That's what he knew. He was like, "Oh, I got you." They try to find any little. And I'm talking their talk.
He said, "This is
"You
what
are a
I don't
special
get."
human being."
He said, "Kobe's better. Kobe's better than LeBron." When he got Dwight Howard wasn't washed. So if you're sitting here saying he was washed in 2020, you basically just sat here and said LeBron's a better player than Kobe Bryant because he was able to elevate a washed Dwight Howard. What is wrong with these people?
He don't watch the game, so don't tell me. Like, he's in the background saying because he wasn't a factor, just like Bill Weddington. I almost guarantee you didn't watch the 2020 NBA Finals, nor did you watch the 1990 Finals. Travis is here. Let's let Travis up so we can get up out of here. Travis,
hey, really
thank you
fast.
for joining me. Thank
no
you, sir.
problem
Go
at all, man. I wasn't even gonna come on, but I mean, when you have a casual of that magnitude on, like, I just have to chime in. Like, just stop talking basketball. LeBron at worst is 3. You can't make an argument for him being outside top 4 or 5. Nobody else has led in more advanced metric or stats other than Michael Jordan. LeBron's done it 50 times. No one else has done it more than 30. Okay,
Right.
like, he has a top 4 resume of all time, no matter how you want to slice it. He has a top 3 peak of all time, arguably the best peak of all time on both ends. He's at worst a top 3 two-way player of all time. When you're gonna come with stupid narratives like who was he facing, what teams were he on, none of that matters when you're trying to rank a player. Be objective, put your personal bias aside, or just say you don't know basketball. Like, those were some of the worst takes of all time, and like, I'm ashamed because you try to lead it from a Jordan angle, and now I have to like bear the brunt of all that every single week, and I had to apologize for like super duper casual stuff to yourself. I'm gonna go and let these guys finish tearing you apart. I just want to chip in. Thanks for the merch, Johnny. You're the GOAT. I love you. See you later, man.
Appreciate you, man.
He came out with that.
Yo, listen,
That shit was painful to listen
oh
to.
my God, man! Listen, y'all. Oh my God, bro. Oh, I didn't want to do it.
I'm still stuck on the fact he called Dwight Howard Bill fucking Weddington and Randy Brown. Like, what?
I'm just thinking that a lot of these conversations, these debates, are just the stuff that they say is just surrounding around their own prerogative. What they they create, they create a narrative. Because he played bad in the
LeBron
finals.
James was on super team. What the fuck was the Chicago Bulls?
No, but listen, this is the craziest part. They never do their research.
They don't.
How no, on us. How did he not go find out all the things that we've done? He was shocked. I didn't even let him get a chance to say it. He was about to say it. This is what they say when they first encounter the exposure. This is something that you hear everybody say. I guarantee you guys, and I'm gonna put a playlist to show it to you. They'll all say this: I've never heard nobody talk like this. That's the first thing you hear from them. I've never heard anything like this before. I've never heard anybody talk like this.
They watch ESPN all the time. That's why they watch these guys that say the same things.
No, because this is GOAT James Kingdom, and we don't fucking talk narratives.
That's true.
We talk the game. We know the game, so we could explain what we see and what we see with the stats. And we can explain them both together. They can't do it. They can tell you narratives if you're not using stats. They can tell you stats if you're not using narratives. So when they tell you about some stat, if you throw the narratives that they have, you'll debunk all their stats. If they start talking narratives, you start throwing stats at them, it debunks all their narratives because they do not know how to talk the game. So as soon as he said, oh, LeBron never dominated the league in statistical stats, although he was a scoring title once and he has an assist title once, right? And that's 2 out of 20. Kobe has 2 out of 20. When I mentioned Larry Bird and Duncan, that no longer applies because now we're talking stats. When it was a narrative, he didn't know that those guys' stats didn't apply to that narrative. So now when I brought up the stats, it exposed his narrative, and he was like, "Well, no, let's stick. Since you want to talk stats, let's talk 3 championships. Let's talk 5." You understand what I'm saying? Now he wants to talk the numbers. Because now that narrative doesn't fit because again it never correlates with them, and this is why.
Well, hey Johnny, the thing is that he's confused himself because he want to say LeBron's not top 10, but then he want to argue Jordan's accomplishments. But then when you talk about him not being top 10, okay, so what makes Kobe? What makes Shaq? What makes Larry Bird? And then you want to throw the narratives. Like most people say, Kobe played in a tougher conference. LeBron played on super teams. He played bad in the finals. All this stuff that have nothing to do with being objective. But when it comes to Michael Jordan, it's some biasness, but then it's more objective. So that's why it's like it's just confusing. It makes no sense at all. It's like it's the most idiotic thing I've ever heard in my life.
Because again, listen. They don't talk basketball. They talk narrative. So now he's in the background. He's in the background naming off Dwight Howard's numbers for the NBA playoffs, and we're gonna go to the Lakers series.
Dwight Howard wasn't a scorer. He was a defender.
Dwight Howard had
rebounder.
one job, and he had one job in the Western Conference Finals only, and that was to guard Nikola Jokic. Period.
Exactly.
Wait. What did I say? What did I say? What did I say? Did I say when did we ever see Bill Wellington as a starter for the Chicago Bulls in the conference finals?
Never.
When have we seen Randy Brown as a starter for the Chicago Bulls in the conference finals?
I didn't even know Randy Brown played on the Bulls.
Okay.
Yeah, he did. Yep.
Okay. And Dwight Howard's defense, he started 2 games in the conference finals, as I mentioned before. He shot 80% from the field. He averaged 8 points, 5 rebounds for that series. He was 15 of 19 from the field. He was even 11 of 19 from the free throw line. The man played 20 minutes per game. Randy Brown and Bill Wellington are not playing 20 minutes per game.
Right.
They needed him to get to the NBA Finals. Even he admitted to it. He admitted to it. They needed him. He was a catalyst to help them win. He led them in rebounds in Game 5.
His role was to stop Nikola Jokic. Period.
Right.
Period. That was his role. That was his function. He was 6 fouls to stop Nikola Jokic.
So again, listen, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a great Friday night. I actually have to get up out of here. You guys have all been great. Thank you guys. Listen, DJ, I appreciate you taking your time to looking at all our material. Check out everything we got. Check out our GOAT James Kingdom membership, fellas. Listen, we are the GOAT James Kingdom platform. We go live on a Friday night with the Friday Night Exposure with the Exposer. This is what we do here in GOAT James Kingdom. I expose people. Tonight, Wu Agent was exposed. Guys can follow us right here on YouTube. You can follow us on Facebook, TikTok, Discord, Instagram, Twitter. You guys know what happens here in GOAT James Kingdom. We expose it like none other. You guys also know that if you want to come really have a conversation about the GOAT conversation, show up on Sunday, noon Eastern time, where Brandon and I, the sports analyst and the exposer, get to really expose and having fun. And we open up the panel for everybody to come up so we can have a great conversation about basketball. But again, ladies and gentlemen, I am Ajani the Exposer. This is the Friday Night Exposure with the Exposer. I will be going live tomorrow night. I can't give you a time because we have a whole slate of playoff games, and I want to catch some playoff games, but we're going to do the Heat Hour. So y'all make sure to catch me doing the Heat Hour, because when I do the Heat Hour, it's going to be fun again, because we're going to grade how we played tonight against the Chicago Bulls. So if you know any Heat fans, y'all, let them know about the Heat Hour, and y'all can join me. We can have a great conversation, because we're about to play Boston Sunday. And once we're done with that Sunday, we're going to do another Heat Hour on Monday night. So I'll let y'all know about tomorrow's show when that comes up for you guys to see it. Again, I want to thank Twin Man. I want to thank DJ Killer. I want to thank Ishmael. I also want to thank Wu the Agent for showing up. You tried. You did your best. But again, I am Ajani the Exposer. If you didn't know what I do, this is what I do. You have now been exposed by the Exposer. I bring facts to the table. I showed y'all today how the NBA has viewers, not Wu Agent. Wu Agent doesn't watch the game. He just admitted to it. But we watch the games. We saw the games. And we see why LeBron James is the greatest player to ever play the game. We've proven it countless times that he's the greatest player to ever play the game. You guys have yet to prove anything about Michael Jordan being the GOAT. So until you can prove to me that Michael Jordan is the GOAT, you will always continue to be. You have now been exposed by the Exposer. And y'all, this will be the end of our show. So thank you for joining me on another great Friday Night Exposure. Y'all go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Don't be afraid to become a member of the channel. And again, y'all, this is GOAT James Kingdom. You have now been exposed by the Exposer. If you're a basketball fan and you're tired of basketball shows that talk about fake narratives and using non-basketball terms like killer instinct, playoff translation, gravity, come to GOAT James Kingdom.